Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Aina Dida binti Muhammad Rafai and my partner's name is Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Muhyiddin. Today, we are going to present about IFSA 2013 and Sharia Compliance. I will pass the slide to my partner Rabiatul Adawiyah.
Introduction to Islamic Finance Services Act 2013. According to Wikipedia, the Islamic Financial Services Act 2013, in Malay, Akta Perkhidmatan Kewangan Islam 2013, is a Malaysian law which enacted to provide for the regulation and supervision of Islamic financial institution, payment system and other relevant entities, and the oversight of the Islamic money market and Islamic foreign exchange market to promote financial stability and compliance with Sharia and for related consequential or incidental matters. Next, we move to the what is Sharia governance. Firstly, the term Sharia governance consists of two words, which are Sharia and governance. Next, meaning of Sharia. Sharia can be translated simply as Islamic law or Islamic rulings or way of life. However, Sharia has very detailed meanings in Islam. The literal definition of the term Sharia is the road to the watering place or the straight path to be followed, and technically it is defined as the laws that God revealed to Prophet Muhammad in the Quran and Sunnah. Next, we move to the meaning of governance, the action or manner of governing a state or organization. The word governance implies an act of steering, guiding or directing someone or an organization. Next, we move to the next slide, which is functions of Sharia governance in Islamic financial institution. The first function is to ensure that its operation, undertakings, affairs and activities are in conformity with Sharia compliance. This function is important because they can avoid from doing any forbidden activities in Islam such as riba and others. And the next function is to legitimize financial products in accordance with Sharia principles and advises on each phase of each contract. This is important to them because they can increase the disclosure and transparency in order for them to improve the oversight of the Islamic financial institution, which would lead to strengthen investors' confidence in industry. So, this will improve the investor perspective and confidence about financial institution. The third function is to emphasize stakeholder rights and recognize Muslims' duty to religious requirement. In Sharia governance, they are not only important in fund management, but they also emphasize stakeholders' rights and recognize Muslims' duty to religious requirement. Sharia role in IFI, Islamic Financial Institution, is crucial. It is related to muamalah and worship of Allah, which becomes governance mainstream. And the last function is promoting and achieving economic justice in Islamic finance, such as upholding Islamic principles in finance according to Islamic law Sharia. This is important for that so that all the aim of operation of business and activities are all complying in Sharia.
Next, I'm going to explain about the element of IFSA 2013. IFSA is an omnibus enactment for the regulation and management of key Islamic financial institutions such as Islamic Bank, Takaful Operation, International Islamic Bank, International Takaful Operator and also Operator of Payment System and Islamic Financial Advisor. As the omnibus enactment, IFSA 2013 provide for guidelines and supervision of payment system and oversight of the Islamic foreign exchange market and also Islamic money market. IFSA 2030 also an indicator of law. It is organized Sharia governance with regards to Islamic finance. Next, I'm going to explain about the main Sharia requirement in IFSA 2013. The first one is Sharia Compliance. The new Act currently forces a legal obligation under Segment 28(1) for Islamic financial institutions approved under the Act to guarantee consistently that their activities, operation, business and issue and exercise are in compliance with Sharia. The second one is Sharia Standard. BNM is entitled to IFSA to specify standard to give effect to the rulings and advice to Sharia Advisory Council. The guidelines will make sure that the product introduced by Islamic financial institution will be based on the specific Sharia contract and it is an effort to compliance with the Sharia standard. Provide their internal policies and procedure acquired by the institution to implement the standards specified by the regulator are connected upon every director, officer or Sharia committee member of the institution. A maximum penalty 8 years imprisonment or fine Rm to 25 million ringgit or both if they fail to follow the Sharia standard issued by the regulator in respect of Sharia governance. The third one is information to regulator on non-Sharia compliance. It is now legally necessary upon an Islamic financial institution to straight away notify the regulator and it is Sharia committee once it becomes aware that it is carrying any of its business, affair or activity in a manner which is not compliant with the Sharia. Next, I'm going to continue with the fourth point. The fourth point is Sharia Advisory Council. The Central Bank of Malaysia Act 2009 established the Sharia Advisory Council, which is the authority for the escatterment of Islamic law for the needs of Islamic financial business. It is because there is an issue of universal acceptance of Islamic finance product due to the shortage of unity in permissibility of certain transactions like by tawarruk and by ina among the scholar. The last point is Sharia audit. The person assigned by the institution shall obey by the task and performance specified by the regulator and is required to submit a report back to the regulator on the audit performed. All costs shall be sustained by the institution. Plus, the assigned person enjoys a statutory protection for liability for a violation of duty of confidentiality between that person and the institution in respect of matter reported to the regulator pursuant to the Sharia Compliance audit. In the case where an institution fails to appoint a person to carry out the Sharia Compliance audit, the regulator may itself appoint a person to carry out the Sharia Compliance audit.
Before we end this presentation, I will continue to the conclusion. The conclusion are Sharia governance is important for Islamic financial institution in order to ensure that the business activity complies with Sharia. The proper practice of Sharia governance not only offers a sound Sharia in an organization where it is obvious that the practice of Sharia governance is vital to success. Next, the new statute IFSA 2013 offers a detailed legal structure in all areas of enforcement and supervision that is completely compliant with Sharia as well as recent policy developments in the area of governance, compliance and risk management. That's all from us.